Hello everyone and welcome to the demo of Pro Soccer Data for parents and players. So this is the first screen once you got your invitation of your club administrator. This is my dashboard. I see my schedule from this week. You can also switch to the month overview or day. In this overview, you can also add some activities. So you just drag and drop it in the planning. You can choose between activity and absence. Once I click on activity, I can create activities for myself that will appear in my planning on ProSoccer data. And I also can add absence. An absence is when you go, for example, on vacation or you are sick, you can fill them in right here. You can add a little description. You fill in the start and the end date. And once this is filled in, and you click save, the coach will see your absence on this platform. And also every activity between the start date and the end date, you will go automatically on absent. So for every training, every activity, every game, you will automatically be on absent so that the coach knows that you aren't available for that training or game. Also, an utility is that you can export your calendar to your Google Calendar or your Apple Calendar. It's easy to export it by the yellow button. And then I have also an overview of my next games, my training sessions this week or this month, the last games, invoices. So if your club uses a financial model, you will see your invoices just right here. And also the absence that you added in the platform will appear here. You can also just drag and drop every table here from down to up. You can choose. Mostly you put the most important things up and the less important things just down the page. And you can also customize your columns at the right. If I open the planning, I get an overview of every activity of my club that is allowed to see by everyone. So for example, in green, I see every training. In red, I see also training, but it's conditional and so on. So I get an overview of every activity on the club. For example, I can click on an activity and then I will see more information. If I take an activity of my team, for example, under 16 and under 17, I also get more information as the meeting time, the field, the coaches, and also on the top, I see I can put myself if I'm going to the training or not. So if I click on I'm not going, I can also give a reason. Once I give a reason to my absence, the coach will get a notification that I will be absent to the training I filled in right here. So this is an easy tool that you can fill in on the platform, but also on the application. So for the games, it's just the same. I click on the game and then I can fill in if I can go or not. For the game, it's always the coach that will make the game selection. Once the game selection is made in PSD, you will get also a notification of that. Then the next model is clothing. So if your club uses this model, you can also always give your order on the platform. Then you have Intradesk. It's a little bit like Dropbox or Google Drive. So your club can put interesting documents on this platform in Intradesk, and you just can you click on the folders and you can open these documents. It can be for if you have an injury, for other things, your club can put everything in here and it will be shared with you. Once the document is shared with your profile, you will also get a notification of that, which document is shared. Then the next one is my statistics. So here I get an overview. I'm just going to click on the last season. I get an overview of all my games I played and then a little overview of the playing time, the won games and so on, the goals I scored and how, and an overview of every game that I played last season. It's good to know if your coach doesn't fill in anything of this, this will be empty. So it's always your coach that fills in the information. the more information he will fill in, the more information you will get here. You only won't get your rating that is given by the coach and the comments that your coach gave about your game. I can also check my training sessions, my presences this season, the details of my absence. So if I drag on it, I can see why I was absent, and also the details of my training sessions. So you can always click on it to get more information about the training sessions. Then I have a video library. So here I get an overview of every game that is shared with my profile. I can also use the filters at the left. If I click on a video, I can play that video. And I can also download this video if I have the right to download it. So if you have the right to download the video, you will get a green button at the right, and then you can download it. Mostly you have this screen. If the coach or the video analyst give you more rights to see the game or to edit the game, you will have here also a dashboard to tag, for example, or make clips about your game. Then at the up of the platform, you get some icons. So the first one is notifications. Every game that is canceled, a training that is changed from hour or location, you'll always get a notification on your platform and also by mail and on the application. So this you will always get in here, and you get also a push notification on your application. The next button is the emails. So you can send emails by the platform by clicking on the message, and you can easily search for your coach, for example. You fill in the subject and some information. You can add documents to the email, and then you can send it. And you can always check your mails in here and also in the application. The next button is the chat function. So you can always chat with your coaches, with your players, with your team, and so on. And this is also available on the application. You can change the language on the platform. And if you click on your profile, I will see my profile. So every information of me is available on the platform. And then you have also, you can contact your club administrator in PSD. So if you have a problem with PSD or you have another question about PSD or something else, you can always send an email to your club administrator. And then the last is user account settings. So here you get an overview of every notification that will be sent on the platform. And you can choose if you want to get that notification on the platform or not, just by clicking off and on. And then the next one is email. It's just the same, but by mail. So you can get a lot of mails if your club uses the platform very good, if a game changes, a game selection, and so on. And then you can choose if you want to get a notification by mail or not. Also good to know if you have an uncle, an aunt, or someone else that brings you to the training or to the games, and she wants or he wants to stay in contact with your activities, you can always add an email just here next to the notifications to email, and then the person will also get all the notifications that are active on this screen. And then the last one, you can also change your password. You fill in your current and your new password, and then it changes automatically. So now we are in the application of PSD. You can download the application in the Google Play Store or in the Apple App Store. And you use the same login that you use on the platform of PSD. So once you are logged in, after choosing your team, your username and your password, you will get this overview. Important, if you have multiple children or you are also a coach at the club, at the right top, there are some arrows, you click on it, and here you can change your profile. So you can click on the other profile and then it switches automatically. I'm going back to the player's account. In the first one, my profile, I get an overview of all my information that is filled in the platform. I get an overview of every training this year, and also the games if they are already played. Then I have my inbox. I get an overview of every email that I got the last weeks or last months. And at the bottom, you have some buttons. So every mail that is marked, every mail that you send, all the mails in one screen, the drafts you made, and the emails you send it to the trash. At the top right, you can also create a new email. You can fill in the name of the coach, and then you can fill in a subject and a message to the coach, and also you can add some documents or a picture to the email. Go back to the first screen. Then I have the club calendar. So just like in the platform, I get an overview of every activity of the club. At the top right, again, I have a little button to make a filter, and I can choose which teams I want to see. For example, I only want to see the under 17 or the under 19. In this case, I see every activity. I can click on it and I get some information. I don't get all the information if I am not in that training. So here I get just the meeting time and the coaches that will coach this team. Then the next button is my feedback, my team, excuse me. I get an overview of every player of my team. If I click on one player, for example, this one, I can send them a chat message at the top. You have the button, and you can also send them an email. Then you have my feedback. A coach can give feedback to you after every game, after every training, or after something happened at the training or at the game or another moment. And this will appear just in this screen. So the coach sends you a feedback, you open it, and you can directly respond to the coach with what you want to say to the feedback he gave you. Then the next one is my videos. Just like in the platform, you get an overview of every game that is shared with you. I click on it and then I can play the game on my cell phone. Then games, I get an overview of every game of my team. And if there is a link with PSD, you can also get the standings. The modules, questionnaires, and objectives aren't yet online for every club. So this I will explain later on. And then you have also settings. Here I can edit my notifications, which I get on my app or on my email. And I can choose what needs to be active or not. The notifications that you get on your mobile phone on the application, it's most important 6 or 7 hours before your training, you get a notification with the question if you are going to be present on the training or not. And there you can open it and you can choose if you are going to be present or not. The game selections can be sent by the application, so you get a push notification if you are selected or not, and other activities that are added or changes to your training from the hour to the location. You always get a notification from that on your app through push notification. Then at the bottom, you have 4 buttons. So the first one is just an overview of every module. The second one is your calendar. So every activity, training, or game that I'm linked to, I can check in here. So for example, I'm going to check a training that is planned next week. I click on it and I see more information where the training will take place. And also I have a button, I am going. So automatically it's always on active. If you can't go through the training for a reason, you click on I can't go, and then you give a reason why you can't go to the training. Important to know also, the coach will directly get a notification if you filled in this button if you aren't going. Then I have also a game. Here I can do the same. I can play or not, and then the coach will make his selection. The third button is the chat function. So I can fill in, I can create new chats with my teammates or with my coaches. And then the last one, all the notifications that I got in the last weeks or month, and can always check them here.